Welcome to another Community Conversations. I'm your host, Ian Parkinson, and I'm here today with Pat Bohan, Managing Director for Development and Infrastructure with the City of Medicine Hat. Welcome, Pat.
Thanks, Ian. It's a pleasure to be here.
So you've had a busy year.
It's been a busy one for sure.
I mean, you've got downtown around 3rd Street and the Cypress Club. You did Division Avenue, Dunmore Road, Dunmore Hill. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Ian, it's interesting. We've all of those projects started 3 or more years ago with design, with concept and design, and of course this is sort of the piece that everybody sees. But there was a lot of work that went on with a lot of smart people before we got to this last year with a lot of those construction projects.
Now, the one thing that comes to mind for me personally is I'm in the belief that you are avoiding what sadly happened in Calgary and Montreal.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is part of the reason I mentioned that a lot of this work has been going on for a number of years. 3 or 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I believe, we put together a list of single points of failure and critical infrastructure. Yeah. We started the process a couple of years ago doing detailed design on those projects. So we were ready to go when Council was able to provide us with the funding. Yeah. So there's a number of the projects that came through this year just were an absolute coincidence that they happened at a time when Calgary and Montreal and Ottawa have had major and catastrophic failures of their infrastructure. In fact, the Division Avenue project that you mentioned, the water pipe that we were delicately working around when we did that full road rehabilitation, that's the same kind of pipe that catastrophically failed in those other cities.
So you got to take a look at the actual pipe.
Yeah, we were able to look at the outside of them. We took very great care. Our engineering team were out inspecting. They were monitoring the constructors during the process. We had a couple of situations where we were a little nervous, so we had to send out our compliance technologists, and they came and inspected daily to ensure we were on track to protect that asset.
Yeah, you're engineers as well on 3rd Street and 3rd Ave around the Cypress Club went out of their way to make sure that, I mean, those buildings are over 125 years old, to make sure that the heavy equipment vibration didn't damage any of the buildings or cause slippage or subsidence. That was very well orchestrated.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ian. I have to give full credit to both our design teams who put that together and pulled the design together, our external partners who actually constructed the project, and we've got in particular our local project manager took a personal interest in the building owners, the tenants, and I have to say, I know there was disruption, and our hearts went out to the folks down there who own businesses and experienced the disruption firsthand. But I do appreciate their patience. It was a very disruptive process. As you say, the infrastructure is 100 years old, more or more. So. We took a bit of a different tack this year, Ian. We learned from the 2nd Street construction challenges we had 3 or 4 years ago, and we implemented a very project forward approach where we went to all the businesses a year or even more in advance of the project. We told them what we were going to do. We expressed the issues around what we were contemplating. We tried to do whatever we could to accommodate. So getting out in front, telling people what we're going to do, holding ourselves accountable and listening to them as throughout the process and the project really, I think, helped that project be, I think, ultimately very successful.
It certainly looks very good.
But that's our municipal works department gets credit for trying to update and improve our streets for all users, not just cars.
Yeah. At the last city council meeting, maybe the one before, it was the budget meeting, Council of Hall. They got into crack sealing, and then Stan Nowakowski talked about microsurfacing. What's that?
So that's in the department, we try and take advantage of new technology. We're not an N+1, meaning bleeding edge. Yeah. We're not even really sort of current technology. We like to watch other people make all the mistakes first before we adopt something. It's cheaper and, it's better use of our taxpayers' dollars, right? So microsurfacing, this is a technology it's been in use for a number of years, but we decided we were going to do a small pilot project over on 20th Avenue on North by the Circle K. Yeah. So if you're driving down in that area, you'll hear a different sound as you travel over that part of the road. But basically, instead of crack sealing meters, hundreds of meters of cracks, we basically go in with what amounts to be a polymerized and liquid asphalt-like base that's like self-leveling. So I'm oversimplifying this because I'm not as smart as the folks doing that work. But basically, this microsurfacing fills in all the little gaps and fills in the cracks and gives a nice smooth surface from curb to curb. Oh. So we've tried that out to try and drive better value for the dollar and improve the road surface.
So it would also, I would guess, then extend the life of the road base.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what Stan was getting at council the other day, was this idea we try to apply the cheapest and most effective treatment possible for whichever condition the road is in. And that's actually, at the very beginning of what makes the most sense for us to apply.
Does the water residuals plant come under you?
Yep, it does. Yes, sir.
That's a big project too.
Yes, it is a large project. It was a slightly different approach to how we manage. This is a self-performed construction management project. It's a very large project, and what self-performed construction management means is that we as a city are the general contractor for that project. So we believe we saved millions of dollars by taking that project on. So it does mean that we've got different phases of the project that as we build the project, we do different work packages. So the original budget may change on that one, but ultimately with the goal of coming in under what it would have cost to have an external contractor do that project for us.
That's a sharp learning curve for whoever the project manager is.
I got to tell you, I have to give full credit to our construction team on that project. They were very successful in saving the city tens of millions of dollars on the Unit 16 and 17 generator project. So really demonstrable expertise and skill in actually pulling that project together. It's nerve-wracking for the amateur, but when you've got pros at the helm, they make you feel pretty confident that we're in good hands.
Well, you're employing a lot of new technology too, which is unusual. Most municipalities are pretty much stayed and fixed in their responses, to a better word, or how they do it. But the city of Medicine Hat and your whole teams have literally done some very new technology responses. And the landfill, I mean, with their food waste pilot project, it's okay, so you get a free 5-gallon pail, but it actually extends the life expectancy of the landfill by many years, and just the whole recycling thing.
Yeah, thank you for raising that. We actually did a pilot project. So we do a lot of pilot projects. We want to test. So yes, these projects have been done in other municipalities. So we try and do pilot projects. We don't want to buy the whole cow yet. We're going to test the milk first, right? Yeah. So we did this pilot project this year, and it was very successful. And by success, I mean the implementation of it, the residents who were part of the pilot project, they're very overwhelmingly supportive of the concept. And you're right, it's not just a convenience. The money that it saves ratepayers down the road, like getting a new landfill, very, very, very difficult. Yeah. So we want to do everything we possibly can to preserve, they call it airspace. Yeah. So that airspace means that the province says you can put as much solid waste to a certain height. And any amount that we can divert from burial to other means will help us. And you want to know something really interesting on that? Just last year, and this is before we do the food waste composting, this is just the yard waste composting, the federal government provides carbon credits. We got almost $500,000 in carbon credits just because we are doing yard waste. So we divert some of that from the landfill. We reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We reuse that yard waste in Sure Grow, and we sell it. So we're making money there, and we get money for carbon credits. So it's really a testament to good planning, good management by our solid waste team.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Boy, have I got a lot here. I made a list, so your producer made me, take my thick package of information. So I've distilled it into a couple of things, and I thought I'd share with you and your viewers some interesting things. Our department, we're the department everybody hates to love and loves to hate, right? Whether we're creating chaos in the streets in the summer or not getting the snow moved fast enough, but we really make a priority having responsive and transparent, and we want to be helpful. So I'll give you a couple of things that we've done just in the last 18 months to remind your viewers. We put in that Dunmore Road, at the bottom of Dunmore Road, right turn only to try and speed traffic. Yeah. That was a direct product of listening to complaints and feedback from the community.
And it works.
It's fantastic, right? Guess what else? This year, we got rid of the railroad tracks.
Yes.
Again, another comment from the public. And it was like, well, yeah, we negotiated, and Stan's team did a great job pulling that off. If you're not a kayaker, for some of you folks out there that are kayakers and like going on Seven Persons Creek, there used to be a sanitary sewer pipe that went across the creek just by the Dunmore Bridge. It was probably 3 feet between, depending on how high the water was. It went straight across the creek and was a real hazard to aquatic users. We took that out this year, and we've rerouted the sanitary sewer, so now there's no pipe going across Seven Persons Creek. So very happy about that. We published the traffic counts. So I don't know if you've gone to the website to see what's... You should see it. It's very interesting. You'd see what's on your street. We've published our water shortage management plan. We've got an online business license search. Just this week, we announced and we've put online a building permit query engine. So you want to find out what building permits are going on in your community or your house? Tippy tap right on the city's website, on the planning website. We've got and we've been working really closely with our community partners. So with Redcliffe and the county, the chamber, Build and the Construction Association, and we're really happy to work with these groups and really be a partner in this community, not just a regulator. Yeah. We're a partner.
Well, and I think the thing too is, I mean, we were talking earlier about Salina McLean Moore and economic development. I mean, you're a big significant component to Salina being successful in bringing business in, because they've got to have somewhere to build, they've got to have roads, they've got to have sewers, they've got to be able to get to work, they've got to be able to get home. Like, operating the municipality is not black and white, it's very multifaceted. And
Yeah, there's a lot of color when it comes to that. Economic development is not just a simple sit down, take a proponent out for lunch. It's about trying to make sure that they've got the water they need, that we can convey their water and sewer, that we've got roads to get to there. Ironically, I've spoken to a number of proponents who've come here looking to invest. Transit is an issue. Power. We've got issues around safety and access to schools and daycare. Again, it's so interesting. A lot of the investors that come here, they're not always after the things you might think. They're thinking about their staff and their, where they're going to live and where their kids going to go to school. So it's so adept. Really good job there pulling that out, because it's not simply just somebody buys a plot of land and starts building widgets. It's a lot more complicated than that.
All right. Thank you for coming in, Pat. I wish you well. We'll have you back at the end of some more big projects at the end of next year.
That sounds great, Ian, and good luck keeping me from not talking. That's going to be your hardest job.
All right.
I appreciate it. Pat. Thanks, Ian.
Thank you for watching.